Hello, Lori Michelle with another Ask the Moshiach. Crisis after crisis. How do I persevere? We are in a mess, but I've been saying that for years, and not a lot of people have been listening because up until maybe a month or two or three ago, you probably didn't think the world was as messy as it is right now. This coronavirus has everybody going crazy, and it's bad. The news feed is, I can barely open my phone anymore. We had our first death in Israel. A 88-year-old Holocaust survivor died, and there are 20 people as of this morning that are in critical condition, and about 1,000 people who have tested positive, and we're in lockdown. We're not supposed to leave our homes, only if we need to for shopping or the pharmacy or doctor appointment. And I read today that if I want to go for a walk, as long as I stay away from everyone, I could do that. Or I can actually go for a run. But I'm not allowed to go near people 2 meters away. We have to stay away from each other. So it's pretty intense. And Italy, I read today, is a mess beyond. They are not treating people 60 and over anymore. I read today in the news that if you go to the hospital, they don't even have a respirator for you. It's really bad in Italy. It's bad in New York. It's bad in California. It's intense everywhere in the world. So what do? Crisis after crisis. The financial markets are crashing. People are starting to become unemployed and they're hurting financially. And it's one thing after another. I said it the other day, guard your thoughts. And that's what I do. Do I get down and depressed? Yes, I'm human. I think about how awful things are, and I worry about my kids and my grandson, and I worry about you, maybe. If you're a nice person and I like you, I'll worry about you. But there's a lot of awful people out there. I'm not worried about you. If you're listening this far, I'm worried about you. But I don't let my worry carry me away into the abyss. I don't hit bottom. One reason is he doesn't let me, but I've always been like that. I never hit bottom. I always, in every moment, look for a way to lift myself up and go up. And I reach for him. I've always prayed my whole life. I've prayed since I was a little girl. And you need to guard your thoughts. So this morning, I'll give you an example of what I thought about. I'm stuck in the house like most of us are right now. We're not allowed to go out. And you can get cabin fever and you could feel sorry for yourself and look at the news, and your thoughts can send you into a cycle of anxiety and depression. Oh, this is horrible. I don't do that. I thought, Anne Frank. What about Anne Frank? Do you remember her? She was a young girl entering puberty, I think, when her and her family had to go into hiding in the Netherlands. And she and her family were in hiding for about 2 years. And she kept a diary, the diary of Anne Frank. Eventually, they were discovered, and her family were sent to the camps, and her father, Otto, was the only one who survived. And I read about it a little bit today because I was thinking about her this morning. I was thinking, what was it like to be Anne Frank and be in hiding in an attic or an annex, a secret annex, for 2 years, never allowed to leave, and having someone bring you food, and being scared for your life pretty much every day that you were going to get discovered and taken to the camps and murdered. Eventually, that's exactly what happened to the entire family, except for Otto, who found her diary and published it. And so you think, oh, well, that's a very uplifting thought, but yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm in, I don't know, twice as much space, maybe 3 times as much space as her family was during that period of time. And I'm free. I'm a free woman, and I live in Israel, and no one's rounding me up to take me to a death camp. But the enemy is coronavirus. It's a disease that could get me. And I'm in that age group where in Italy, if I got sick, they would say, go over there and die. Not because they're cruel, but because they can't handle the influx of very sick people. People are dying in record number in Italy. Scary, right? But I have power. I'm alive, I'm healthy right now, and I look at the glass, it's half full. Anne Frank kept a diary, and was her life wasted? Those 2 years in hiding, she died anyway. I think not. I think that her life was a profound gift for all of us. Her diary, her words, her inspiration, she found reasons to be optimistic and inspired in the middle of hell. So I think about it and I think, what a beautiful child she was. I'm a lot like her. I look for reasons in the middle of hell to be inspired, to use my energy to say something or write something that will inspire you, whoever you are, to make this world better, because that's what's going to heal the world and coronavirus. Behind it all is God. He's real. And you might think, oh no, it's science that's going to cure coronavirus. I read that online today, that some news reporter said, oh, science is going to cure coronavirus. Why pray to God? And she was sadly mistaken, that reporter. She apologized later. He's behind it all. And I don't know if you're aware of that. Hopefully, if you're still listening, you are aware. He's behind everything. And so how do I stay upbeat and smile in the middle of hell, crisis after crisis? I look for reasons to make it better, and I reach for peace, love, compassion, and always in every minute, Hashem. I pray more than probably anyone. He said, not probably. I pray all day, all night, every time I take a sip of water. Thank you, Hashem. This morning, I looked inside my refrigerator. It's full. I have tons of food. I'm alone in an empty apartment, but I have lots of space. And I exercise. I do something in every moment to lift my spirit, to reach higher, because I'm acutely aware that everything I do possibly changes this world for the better. And that's what inspires me. And that's why I persevere, because I know that's why I'm here. Why are you here? I had a dream last night that I got together with family, former family, my former husband's family, and we got together for Chinese food. Interesting dream, don't you think? And we sat down for Chinese food in the dream. And my former relatives by marriage, were all looking sullen and down and crying, oh, the coronavirus and all the financial markets. And they looked like they were ready to die. We're gonna die. And I looked at them and I said, yeah, so. And you might be wondering, why did I say that in the dream? And that's exactly what I would say if I wasn't dreaming and I was talking to you right now. You might be thinking, coronavirus, I could die. And my answer to you is, yeah, so. In 3 minutes, you could die, or you could die in 30 years. What are you going to do in the meantime? Whine and complain and blame the Chinese? Or go eat Chinese food and say, wow, I love the Chinese people, and I love the Italian people, and I love the Jewish people, and I love the American people. I love. What are you going to do now? You're going to cry and complain, I could die. Well, that's the natural course of life, isn't it? We're born and we die eventually. What are you going to do in between? And so how do you get through crisis after crisis and persevere and still smile? I'm here, and I'm here to make it better. So I choose one thought, and I say to myself, is that thought making me feel better, inspiring me to move forward? And Frank, what an inspiration she was. 2 years in captivity in a smaller place than I am right now. And she changed the world. So what are you going to do? I want to change the world. What about you? I want everyone to step up and make this world better and understand he's real. Reach for him and reach for a better thought and reach for information on how to make it better. I give you at least 10 steps at the end of this book of what you can do right now to make things better. The first thing you can do without even reading this book is choose your next thought judiciously. What can I do right now? Maybe I could call my wife or my husband, if you have one, and say, you know, honey, I love you. That makes things better, doesn't it? I hope you enjoyed this. Crisis after crisis, we're here to make it better. I hope you decide to do that too, right now. God bless you. I'm rooting for you and praying for you. God bless you.